Philosophies Revived.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the timeless wisdom of one of history's greatest poets and mystics, Rumi. Whether you're familiar with Rumi or this is your first encounter, you're in for a treat. Rumi's teachings have touched hearts and minds for centuries, offering profound insights into love, life, and self-discovery. Today, we're going to explore how Rumi's words can guide us in learning to love ourselves, something that's often easier said than done. So grab a cup of tea, get cozy, and let's embark on this journey together. You might wonder, what can a poet from the 13th century teach us about self-love in our modern, fast-paced world? The answer is a lot. Rumi's poetry transcends time and culture, touching on universal truths that are as relevant today as they were 800 years ago. His words encourage us to look beyond the surface, to connect with our inner selves, and to find a deeper sense of peace and acceptance. So, let's take a deep breath, relax, and open our hearts and minds to the beautiful teachings of Rumi. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll feel inspired and empowered to love yourself more deeply. You know, our daily lives are filled with assumptions and judgments. Every interaction, whether with others or ourselves, is influenced by these often subconscious thoughts. We judge situations, people, and even our own actions constantly. It's like an automatic reflex we've developed over time. But here's the kicker: most of these assumptions and judgments are unnecessary, and worse, they can be harmful. They create barriers that prevent us from truly connecting with others and, more importantly, with our own inner selves. Think about it. How many times have you assumed something about someone else, only to find out you were completely wrong? Or judged yourself harshly for a mistake, even though it was an honest error? These mental habits can cloud our perception and lead to misunderstandings, stress, and even self-loathing. Rumi's teachings offer a way out of this cycle. He invites us to step back, to see beyond these superficial layers of judgment, and to connect with the world and ourselves in a more genuine, heartfelt way. Imagine living a life free from the constant chatter of judgment. How liberating would that be? This is what Rumi encourages us to strive for. There's this beautiful verse by Rumi that talks about connection without assumptions or judgment. It goes, "Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right-doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. Get to know yourself." Rumi says, "The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. Never, ever forget about the breeze at dawn." The very first step to improving and loving yourself is to get to know yourself. You can't work on what you don't know. Resist the urge to go to sleep and turn a blind eye to who you truly are. Instead, reflect. Getting to know yourself is about taking the time to listen to your inner voice, to understand your true desires, fears, and motivations. It's about being honest with yourself about who you are and what you want in life. This can be a challenging process because it requires vulnerability and courage. But it's also incredibly rewarding. When you start to connect with your true self, you begin to live more authentically and purposefully. This doesn't mean you have to figure everything out all at once. It's a journey, and it starts with small steps. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and reflect. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. What is your inner voice telling you? What are your deepest desires and fears? By making a habit of this introspection, you can gradually get to know yourself better and start living in alignment with your true self. Rumi's teachings remind us that this journey of self-discovery is one of the most important journeys we can take. Practice moderation. But even more than reflection, another way to get to know yourself, according to Rumi, is by practicing moderation towards your worldly desires. Moderation is all about balance. Try not to give in to your worldly urges. Don't buy that item you don't need. avoid the fast food drive-through, and put your phone away in the evening and go to sleep early. By abstaining from worldly pleasures, you abstain from distractions, allowing your mind to dive deep into itself. In our modern age, distractions and temptations are everywhere. We're more blind to our true selves than ever before, and it takes more effort to get to know who we really are. Practicing moderation helps you stay focused and aligned with your true self. It allows you to create space for reflection and introspection. By not getting swept up in the temptations of the world around you, you will realize that your mind will be much clearer. Your focus, your actions, and your ability to reflect will increase drastically. Consumerism, the internet, and our jobs often mask our true selves. When you practice moderation, you refuse worldly distractions. Your need to mask yourself or act differently will disappear, and you will see yourself much clearer than you ever have. You will be able to truly know and learn to love yourself. Forgive yourself. According to Rumi, love is an endless act of forgiveness. Forgiveness is an endless act of love. One of the main reasons people struggle with self-love is because they dislike themselves. And one of the main reasons people dislike themselves is because they recognize their own flaws, but do not forgive themselves for them. Rumi stressed that one of the most important tasks of self-care is to let yourself grow and improve. When you don't, you foster self-hate. When you do, you prove to yourself that you are worth the effort it takes to improve, and that you are worth loving. As Rumi said, "Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop." But dropping dead leaves can only be done if you acknowledge and forgive them first. Forgiving yourself is an essential part of self-care. It allows you to let go of past mistakes and move forward with a sense of self-compassion and acceptance. The reason a lot of people don't forgive themselves varies. Some people don't even realize their mistakes or refuse to see their actions as a mistake. These people think they're flawless. This might seem like an extreme form of self-love, but according to Rumi's philosophy, it is not love at all. Love cannot be found in denial. For many of us, the first step to forgiveness is realization. You have to realize you've made mistakes. You have to listen to the feedback you get from others and critically examine your own behavior. Confronting your mistakes requires bravery. When you do recognize your mistakes, you should be careful not to judge yourself. Remember Rumi's words, "Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there." Meet yourself in that field. When you think of your mistakes, think of what caused you to make them and what you could do in the future to avoid them. Focus on the practicality of confronting your mistakes rather than the emotional aspect. When you have confidence in your ability to do better next time, you will find that you have forgiven yourself. Focus on good friendships. In the words of Rumi, set your life on fire. Seek those who fan your flames. One of the best ways Rumi showcased love in his own life was by loving Shams of Tabriz. Shams was a nomad who spread his spiritual teachings. When Rumi and Shams met, they were so enthralled with each other that they spent 2 years in solitude together, changing each other permanently. The morale of this beautiful relationship is that those who truly love themselves surround themselves with people who encourage that love. A big mistake many people make is keeping toxic people around. Friends who don't truly love you have a big impact on your self-love. A particularly important step in self-improvement is discovering whether you actually enjoy your current friendships or not. Ask yourself, how do I feel around this friend? And do I like the way I act when I'm around this friend? When you identify bad friends, allow yourself to gently step away from them. When you identify good friends, focus on putting effort and care into those friendships. Your closest and best friends love you. By feeling and experiencing their love for you, you might also learn to love yourself better, following their example. Surrounding yourself with supportive and loving friends creates a healthy environment that fosters self-love. These friends will encourage you, lift you up, and help you see the best in yourself. In turn, you can offer them the same support and love, creating a mutually beneficial and nurturing relationship. Be vulnerable. Rumi said, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." Most people try their hardest not to appear vulnerable. We hide our emotional or mental pain from others, even our closest friends and family. But keeping pain to yourself only allows it to fester. When pain goes ignored and unaddressed, it grows, making you even more miserable. Denying vulnerability blocks your ability to love yourself. If you love someone, you want them to grow and heal. By denying yourself the same sympathy, you deny yourself love. It's a vicious cycle. People who do not love themselves deny themselves remedies to their pain, and people in pain often do not know how to love themselves. The first step to breaking this cycle is by embracing vulnerability. Take time out of your day to ask yourself, am I hurting? Think of the things that scare you, painful memories, fears, and dislikes, and try to discover where these traits come from. When you find your fears and pain, you'll find what you need to do to grow. Being vulnerable means allowing yourself to feel self-conscious, doing what scares you, and doing it because you love yourself. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you tell yourself that you deserve the best possible outcomes. Love requires vulnerability. Rumi stresses that every pain and all sorrow has meaning. From the very worst agony, you will learn lessons, and because of the darkest moments, you will appreciate the light even more. As Rumi so eloquently put it, the wound is the place where the light enters you. When you allow yourself to be in pain every now and then, you will also allow yourself to heal. Embrace your passions. Rumi tells us, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. Loving yourself means allowing yourself to pursue what makes you happy. Most people choose safety. They might not do the work they enjoy, but it pays well enough. They might not move to the country of their dreams because they're afraid of change. Self-doubt and fear are the main ingredients of misery. Rumi believed in following your heart. Deep down, you know what you truly want and what would make you happy. It's our fearful, doubtful brains that steer us away from the path our hearts want to take. Following your heart is what makes life worth living, what allows you to love the world, and what allows you to love yourself. Think of a close friend or family member. You love them and want them to be happy. If they expressed that they knew what would make them happy, you would encourage them to do it, right? We often do not consider ourselves to be a friend or loved one, and so we don't grant ourselves the same grace and support that we do other people. People tend to think of themselves as someone who deserves less, or who is not as able as others, or who is just not worth the effort. To that, Rumi said, stop acting so small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. One of the most effective ways to realize that you too are allowed to follow your passions and to find the motivation to do so is by reflecting on your existence. Think of how unique and special it is for you to even exist. Of all things that could have been in the universe, there you are, the unique, conscious result of an unimaginable number of coincidences in a seemingly infinite universe. You have a mind, body, and soul that have never been fully explained by science. You're a miracle in your own right. Love the divine. Rumi once wrote, "Be certain that in the religion of love, there are no believers and unbelievers. Love embraces all." He often told the story of David asking God why he created the universe. God said, "I was a hidden treasure. I love to be known. Hence, I created the world so that I would be known." Sufism is extremely focused on connecting with the divine through the act of loving. Everything in the world was created by God to be recognized and loved. When you manage to love everything, you will feel divine love. Divine love is selfless, unconditional, and all-encompassing. It does not care about who, where, when, and how. It only cares about love. Divine love is more a way of loving rather than something to love. When you allow yourself to see, invite, and love the divine, you will know everything you need to know about love. Divine love can be seen in a warm ray of sunlight, a beautiful bird, a loving smile from a friend, and so much more. When you recognize divine love everywhere, your love can never fade or die. As Rumi says, goodbyes are only for those who love with their eyes. Because for those who love with heart and soul, there is no such thing as separation. Divine love will make you realize that love cannot be captured in images or words. It is something alive. This kind of love transcends all boundaries and fills your heart with a deep sense of peace and fulfillment. By embracing divine love, you open yourself to the beauty and wonder of the universe. You start to see the divine in everything and everyone, creating a sense of unity and connection that goes beyond the physical world. This love transforms your perspective, helping you appreciate the little moments and find joy in the simplest things. Rumi's teachings remind us that by loving the divine, we can experience a profound sense of purpose and belonging. Be in love. In our final quote for this video, Rumi says, "Wherever you are and whatever you do, be in love." Love goes beyond time, place, borders, language, and understanding. Love transcends. There is love to be found everywhere, in yourself, in others, in your life, and in the world. Your heart is full of the ability to love. All you have to do to live your life to the fullest is to go out and love the world. Love is the greatest motivation. When you love something, you are excited to engage with it, put effort into it, and seek it out. This is the case for friends, family, work, hobbies, and almost anything. Love is also a practice. It's like training a muscle. We were made to love, but we have to train to truly master it. Train by recognizing love everywhere, the divine love, the love your friends and family have for you, the love you have for your hobbies, your pets, your hometown, and all the beauty in the world. If you remind yourself of the existence of love often, and remind yourself of the things you love, love will become accessible and open. Do so by saying it out loud. My friends love me, or I love my mum. Also by writing it down, or just by thinking it. The more you embrace your love for the world and anything in it, the easier it will be to love yourself. So wherever you are and whatever you do, be in love. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our full Philosophies for Life playlist. For more videos to help you find success and happiness using beautiful philosophical wisdom, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.